What's going on, guys? I'm Rated D and I've tested positive for swag. So this video is going to be my first E3 previews video for this year. This one's going to be about PlayStation. I'll have two more, obviously for Nintendo and Microsoft. And I might as well say it right now. Some of the information I'm going to talk about in this video I'm going to go into more detail about in some E3 leaks, rumors, videos later on before E3, like over the next few weeks. So I'm going to talk about some things here and I'll go into more detail in those videos explaining why I think, in more detail, why I think they're going to be shown. So let's get started. This is about PlayStation. Right off the bat, we know they're going to get third-party support. Call of Duty is going to be there. Assassin's Creed Empire is probably going to be there. So, you know, that's to be expected. Well, let's get on to the exclusives. I think Days Gone may be shown a little bit. Maybe we'll get more info, but I think we're going to have a major blowout for Days Gone at the PlayStation experience with a release for 2018 and info there. At E3, I also don't think we're going to see Detroit. I think that's going to be for either Gamescom or Paris Games Week because of where the developer is located. But at E3, I think we're going to see Spider-Man, and I think we're going to get, you know, a full blowout of that. I think we're going to get a release date. Somebody recently said, working on the game, I believe it was, that they expect it to be a Game of the Year contender for 2017. I also think we're going to get a full blowout for God of War along with a release date. We know God of War is playable from start to finish, so now we also have the information that the voice actor for Kratos basically admitted on Twitter that God of War is coming out in 2017. So I think we're going to get, like I said, a lot of info on those. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I also think we're going to get a lot of information because the first episode is supposed to come out this year. Maybe some information about Kingdom Hearts 3. I should have listed that with the third parties, I forgot about that. But I think we're going to get a lot more info on Kingdom Hearts 3 now that Final Fantasy 15 is out. And so, here's the thing. This is where we're going to get into some, you know, rumors and leaks territory. Resistance 4, I talked about in a video that I think that's possible. Sony filed for a trademark a couple of years ago. There are things pointing that there could be a Resistance 4 in the works. Now granted, that could have been a game Guerrilla Cambridge was working on, and now Cambridge is shut down. You know, I don't know. Maybe they were working on something. Who knows? But Resistance 4, I think, has a chance to be shown. I'm not saying it's gonna, but I think it's got a chance. Bloodborne 2, on the other hand, either Bloodborne 2 or a game from software, I think is a shoo-in to be revealed at E3. Now, I talked about this last year before E3. Verendus on NeoGAF, who was an insider, he talked about how there's basically a series of 3 games that Sony Japan and From Software have a contract to work on. Bloodborne was the first game. Now we've got another one that's supposed to be shown, and then a third one that's going to be totally different from the Souls type of gameplay. So I think it's possible that we could get Bloodborne 2. Now if it's Bloodborne 2 or something like Neo, I don't know. But we're going to get something, I believe, from Software. I also think we're going to get more information about the Uncharted Chloe game. And the reason I saved that until now to mention is that Verendus had seriously teased this game back in like 2014, I believe it was. He talked about how there's this big budget Western published game going to be set in India. And now we know it's this Uncharted game featuring Chloe. I did not expect that at all. When he first talked about this, I thought it might be an Assassin's Creed game, maybe the sequel to The Order. But now we know it was this. So Verendus talked about that. He talked about the From Software, you know, trio of games. He also talked about Sly Cooper 5. Now Sly 5, I believe it's going to be tied in with the Sly Cooper movie the way Ratchet & Clank had that whole thing go down. Now Ratchet & Clank was supposed to, the movie was supposed to come out in 2015, and it turns out that got delayed and the movie and the game came out in 2016 instead of 2015. Sly Cooper was supposed to come out in 2016, the movie, and we haven't heard anything about it since like 2014. But I read something that I think it was a studio making the Sly Cooper movie said that it's not going to come out, you know, until after 2017. So I think this is a decent time. Sly Cooper could be shown at E3, maybe the PlayStation experience. I think we're going to get more information about the movie as well as a game tie-in. Verendus mentioned the game multiple times, so I seriously believe that that's in the works. Now, The last big thing I want to talk about is Sony Japan. Varenus also talked about them working on 2 JRPGs, one that's going to be massive, okay, like on the scale of Final Fantasy and broad appeal, like Final Fantasy. We know that Sony Japan is done with, Gravity Rush 2, they're done with The Last Guardian. Now we know they're working on Knack. They also seem to be working with From Software in collaboration, but they were working on multiple games. Think about it. They were working on Knack, Bloodborne, The Last Guardian, Gravity Rush 2, all at the same time. So now they're working on Knack, and let's just say Bloodborne 2, if it's Bloodborne 2, whatever. They're working on Knack and a From Software game. What else could they be working on? I think it's that JRPG Varenus talked about, and I think that's going to be shown at E3, and I think it's going to be huge. So, and Varenus specifically said that something like that is going to be shown at E3, not PSX. So, I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to talk about. Spider-Man, God of War, Days Gone, Sly 5, Sony Japan, Uncharted, Bloodborne. I almost forgot, The Last of Us 2. They'll probably close the show with that. The Last of Us 2. Bloodborne 2, Resistance 4, possibly. Resistance 4 is up in the air, I'm just saying. I think it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but... and I mentioned a few other things as well. Third-party games, Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII. All this crazy stuff. The bottom line is... And Shenmue! I forgot about Shenmue! There's going to be so much stuff, dude. Sony's just killing it right now, dude. Look, it's all about PlayStation. I think we can all agree on that. So that pretty much covers everything for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think is going to be at Sony's E3. And, yeah, keep it frosty, guys. Thanks for watching.